So I'm sharing my screen now. This meeting is being okay.
Sir, from last week and this week, actually, the
Just
training
a second,
material is
please.
not shared.
Hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, visible, sir. Regarding training material, last week also I have reminded, but still we have not received any training material.
Yeah, +1 to Sukumar. So we are also requested uh, institute representative to share the material. Still we are not received that.
Yeah, sir. I have also write the chat some regarding I have missing some 2-3 lecture due to my official work. I also wanted a record for that lecture, but still not provide anything.
Just a second, please. Then I have logged in 2 times. Madam, can you please give me the host access, please? Okay. Yeah. So can you please confirm my screen is visible?
No, sir. Okay, now okay.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. So yesterday we were there in between this hand trolley topic. So I'll just take a quick recap. So we started yesterday discussing the frequency rate and severity rate. Then we jumped into the material handling and the need safety in material handling. We have discussed about 2 types of material handling, and also we have seen hazards associated with the manual and mechanical material handling. Then we have seen the minimum weight and also the kinetics. So what are the various steps or the techniques we should follow while doing manual material handling. Then we had discussed about various safety precautions to be followed while doing material handling. Then we have seen the various the objects, the types of objects we should be careful while handling. Then we have seen about the hand rugs, etc. Now we are in hand rolling. So basically, so as we covered yesterday, so basically the floors, holes, and should be properly, the floor should be smooth enough to avoid the potholes. Then provide rubber ties. So as we know, if it is in a metallic tires or wheels, so it will give so much of noise, and even it will damage the floor. So it always prefer to have rubber, or nowadays we are getting HDP and Teflon wheels also. The load should be evenly distributed to prevent the tilting, and also don't overload the trolleys. Load weight height or the trolley should not be obstruct the vision. So hence we are always prefer the pushing instead of pulling. So the vision should not be obstructed by the materials. And also we have to secure the load, so to avoid the fall of materials. And while going the slope, so instead of pull up the trolley, so while going down, we have to going slope, we should push down the trolley. And also trolley handle should be held with the front arm and also not on the sides. So always the handle should be in the front. If it is in the sides, there will be a chance of the hitting the side walls and the doorways. And the pathway should be cleanly marked. This also we have covered. It is talking about the pedestrian marking or the pathway marking or gangway marking or azale marking. So there are different nomenclatures behind this marking. Even we do this marking for the firefighting equipments also, to avoid the keeping unnecessary equipments or unnecessary things in front of the firefighting equipments. And the pocket trolleys in such a way that they do not obstruct the passageways. So this is also one of the point we majorly cover in 5S concept, because in the 5S we know that everything has its own place. Everything should be in its place. So everything definitely will have a place. So it does not mean that can be kept anywhere. So definitely it will have a space. So it should be there in the only. We should not keep here and there. Okay. Now we'll see the gas cylinders. So basically gas cylinders, cylinder may be rolled on the bottom edge, never the dragged. So we can roll on the bottom. So sometimes what will happen, they will put the cylinder on horizontal manner, they roll the cylinder instead of rolling on the bottom. And also we should not be dragged, so that what will happen, the bottom thickness will go down. So there will be a chance of damage of the cylinder. Even the we have to carry the cylinder in a cradle, in the sense a suitable trolley or a device. And do not permit them to strike each other violently, or tie vertical cylinder by the chains or ropes, whatever it is mean, to avoid the fall of a cylinder. And also we should not allow them to hit each other. And while letting the empty cylinders, when also it is not in use, close the valve with the replace the valve protective cap. So this is one point we should be ensure that while getting the cylinders from the supplier itself, we should have to have a checkpoint in the security gate itself. So without a valve protection cap, we should not allow them to inside the premises. And always consider cylinders as full and also handle with the care, and do not store the gas cylinders in a sun or excess heat. Direct exposure to the heat and also any hot work area close by. Then with respect to the stacking and unstacking, so it is about keeping of material, stacking one on one. It should be neat and orderly stacked, or unstacking minimize the hazards and also conserve the space. So if you are keeping materials haphazardly, what will happen? So it will take a lot of space. If you are stacking all the bags in a proper manner, so we can utilize more space. And also material piled haphazardly increase the accidents and also damage of the material also. And the planned material storage reduces the time, and also bring raw materials into the production, and also remove finished goods from the production. So it is again a FIFO method, first in, first out, where we broadly practice in all the manufacturing sectors to avoid the excess inventory, or to avoid the lifetime of the products or the materials. So always, if you're properly manage your storage, so it is always good to easily identify the materials, and even it is avoid the searching time of the materials. And the warehouse supervisor should be direct the proper stacking and unstacking. So again, here also we need a proper supervision for such an activity. an adequate ceiling clearance under the sprinklers. So sometimes what will happen, they will install the sprinklers as per the Balasubramaniam Naresh. Can you please mute yourself?
And national final qualifier round 10 final cricket and JV English High School.
Naresh, can you please mute yourself? I don't know. Today the app is not functioning properly. Even though I'm the host, I'm not able to mute you guys.
So అందులో మరి starting 7 of the music వీర్ shift English diploma and Spanish. So మరొకటి అదే స్టార్టింగ్ ఇస్తారు అంతే చక్కగా షేప్ ఫ్రేమ్.
Madam, can you please give me the host access again?
Captain Aryan Sile. మరి మెట్టలు వస్తున్నారు ఈ రెండు టీంని మరి చూస్తూ నింపడానికి శివం పటానికి
కొన్ని కూడా దీంట్లో పోయిన పట్టదేమో కదా.
అబ్బా కోడింగ్ ఎక్కువ వస్తుంది దానికి.
తగ్గుతుంది.
Naresh, can you please mute yourself? Once again, guys, I'll leave the session and join once again. So my screen is visible, right? I'm sorry. Something they have done in the back. Something they have done in the back end. Even though I'm not the host, I'm able to share my screen. I'm not getting to mute the participants. I'll check in the break time. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So again, adequate ceiling clearance. So this is also one issue we used to see. They should maintain at least 1 meter of a sprinkler, distance from the sprinkler head where we'll get the water. So to have a good capacity of water to extinguish the fire in case of any such incident occurs. And also side clearance to keep the free from the clear and also electrical panel boxes, switches, other controls, etc. So it is about the around the storage area. If you consider in a warehouse, so around the warehouse or around the material, we should have, I can keep it in a simple way, setbacks. So we should have proper setbacks around the material storage so that we can easily access all the fire extinguishers and also other controls.
ఓకేనా నేను देता
Samson,
पुराना टाइम
can
वो
you please
दिया
mute yourself?
वो डेली क्या करता वो ड्राइवर वो टाइम पे के आया वो कैंटीन टाइम के वो अंदर में आता गाड़ी हाँ वो प्रॉब्लम है वो नहीं करना फर्स्ट वो टोकन दिया
నాకు అసలు
क्या
I
पूरा
don't know.
गाड़ी वो टाइम पे
లాస్ట్ టైం అంతా వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది సార్
वो आता अंदर
Something is
कोई
wrong
इधर
with
गाड़ी देखता वो
Zoom today.
चालक आया
Okay.
హోస్ట్ మీరే తీసుకోండి సార్ వాళ్ళు పట్టదు సార్ హోస్ట్
లేదు లేదు
తీసుకుంటే
లేదు అది హోస్ట్ నేను వచ్చిన ఈవెన్ నేను హోస్ట్ కాకపోతే నాకు అసలు షేర్ చేసే ఆప్షన్ ఉండదు ఈవెన్ దో నేను హోస్ట్ అయినా కూడా నాకు రావట్లేదు ఏమో
ఓకే
బ్యాక్
సార్
ఎండ్ చేంజ్ చేశారు ఐ కరెక్ట్ ఇన్ ది ఐ మీన్ బ్రేక్ టైం ఐఎమ్ సారీ ఫర్
ఓకే సార్
Yeah, somebody talk to him, sir, to keep muting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, side clearance we talked about again, all exits and others should be keep clear. So sometimes what will happen from the inside, the emergency exits are so clear, nothing will be there. But outside of the existing, definitely there is a material. So that also we need to cross check in our regular inspections. All the emergency exits are should be in to out, not from out to in. Even I have seen when I went for some audits. So I could see few emergency exits are out to in, not in to out. So the people have to escape from inside the facility to outside. So it should not be out to in. Okay, the people should not open the door to inside. So that we have to check. And also the function will have a push bar. The push bar system should be in an active mode. Sometimes otherwise they use the emergency exit they use for the even people movement as well. We should not allow that. And agile width should be allowed for the turning radius of the any power truck to be used. So this again will have building plan, will have even in the fire approval plan also definitely will have all these measurements. For our knowledge, we can refer also your drawings. And these areas must be marked and also painted with the lines. All these aziles should be marked and also painted. And also height indicating the line should be painted on the walls to allow the maximum limit of the stacking. This is also a good practice I have seen in many industries. They used to have multicolor storage. So they will keep one red line, that is the maximum height. Underneath that, they'll have one yellow line, it is the caution. Underneath that, they will have a green line. In the sense, this is the safest height, and you can go up to here till the yellow, I mean cautionary, and you should not exceed this yellow line. This is the maximum stacking height you can stack your material in your warehouse. So this they used to paint in all the columns, near the columns, instead of complete floor area, I mean wall area, only near the columns in a multiple locations. How like we put safety posters, so that the people are aware that beyond this red color, we are not supposed to store anything. It is just kind of visual representation of the safety signs. Then incompatibility should be checked. So this also we have discussed. So before storing of materials, so we should very careful about the compatibility of materials each other, and we have to see the MSDS from the suppliers, and we have to store accordingly. And toxic material should not be stacked with the flammables. So because both are incompatible, and proper and sufficient firefighting arrangement should be provided in and around the storage. So this is also important that we should have a suitable firefighting equipment. Even I have seen initially while getting the fire NOCs, so definitely based on the type of hazard and also the type of material for each area, we'll have a dedicated or suitable fire extinguishers. So over a period of time, it will get exchanged. So it will get smoothed here and there. So that's why we should have a dedicated checklist and also a master list of fire extinguishers with a suitability based on the metal which we are using. So it should not be replaced. So in a chemical, mostly we prefer foam And also we prefer some powder type fire extinguishers. Even sometimes we prefer gas type also. So based on the type of material which you are storing in that specific area, we have to choose a suitable fire extinguisher so that it will helpful in the case of any emergency. Okay. With this, we have done with this topic. I'll jump into the mechanical material handling. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can ask. So always we have to look for what type of material they are handling, what is the weight of the material, how frequently they are handling, and what is the working posture they are working, and what is the suitable PPEs for that specific activity, and how comfortably they are doing. So these are all things we have to check. And apart from that, any automation can be possible and mechanization of this process. Instead of doing manual, is there any chance of mechanization of process? But still, the financials will be involved, so we can avoid some cost and we can increase the productivity by mechanizing the material handling. So you may think that sir हम लोग पूरा materialize mechanical करेगा तो लोग का job चले जाएगा. Is there any standard available for the material handling? Specifically, I have not seen any standard. I mean, IS standard. I don't know.
Sir, can you explain 5S also, sir, in the material handling stuff?
So basically, 1 second, please. I'll just share my screen. So basically, 5S, what happens is, again, here we face always safety officer is going to be cornered all these cases actually. So they may think that safety officer is no work. So he is the person who should implement this 5S. Okay. So in the 5S concept, so basically what we do is, it starts from the segregation of the materials. How like the 1S is talks about the sorting. In the sense here we do different types of sorting, wanted material and unwanted material. Okay. So wanted material in the sense the material which is suitable for our things, and unwanted material, it may be a scrap, it may be a not useful, or it may be a rejections, or it may be the waste. Last few weeks? No, Kumar. I think last material in the sense IS 14489, that is the last material I have shared, and last 2 classes. That's all. All rest of the material I have given already. I'll check.
Sir, Prabhakar Rao sir also gives some lecture. That material also till we have not received.
प्रभाकर सर का, हाँ वो तो सर के पास रहेगा. मैं इन्फॉर्म करता हूँ एडमिन टीम को, वो भी शेयर करेगा.
Please.
Sir, where we can download the materials? Like I haven't downloaded any material.
In the sense, what type of material? These PDFs? I mean, the PPTs?
Yeah.
No, PPTs you will get directly, right? I think you need not to download. You will get directly. They will share you in a PDF format.
No, I haven't received any PPT of the lecture.
That is fine. Karimula, you can contact the admin team. They will give you.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then once we sorted the once we started the wanted materials, unwanted materials, now we'll do set in order. So what material will do set in order? All wanted materials only will set in order. Unwanted will go accordingly. Either it will go for a dispose, or it will go for a recycling, or it will go as a scrap. Then what we do is, third S is, which is a shine. Shine in the sense, or we say cleaning also. So basically, it is not a cleaning. So we should act as a cleaning for checking. So it is not mean that you just go and have a cotton rag, just go and clean the dust. No. So here in the shine activity, while cleaning, you have to check all the equipment parts. If you're checking any metal storage racks, you have to check for any leakage or damage of any barrels or any damage of any bags, etc. So it is a kind of a cleaning for checking. But third is it is a shine. Then we have standardize. Standardize in the sense, whatever the practices we have implemented for this. So again, we have a sorting activity. Then we have set in order. Set in order in the sense, we would have defined a particular place for all the tools and chemicals, one area, even fire extinguishers we have marked. Even we have dedicated area for all the trucks or trolleys, etc. All these things will come. Then cleaning, then standardizing. Standardizing in the sense, the practices you are going to become a standard. So there is no changes. So any new person comes also, they should follow the same practice. Okay. Then sustain. Sustain in the sense, whatever we are done in the last 4 steps, you are going to continue this by continual improvement or continuous improvement by doing the from proper checks and improvising your processes, etc. So basically for this, what we do is, I don't know how many of you done this 5S. I hope that all, working people would have seen this. It is not a new concept for them, but just for sort. Basically, you have to take your layout. Then again, what we do here, so you have to divide each area into different blocks. So you'll have multiple blocks. So each block, you will have a team of people. So I have production area, maintenance area, ETP, STP. Then I have admin building. So every area, you will have a leader. Underneath that, we'll have a 5S team. Then safety officer or one person will be the lead for this 5S practices. So each block, we should have a zone leader will represent as a zone. So we can keep it as a zone A and zone B or zone C, etc. So for each zone, we'll have a 5S leader. Underneath that, we'll have a supporting team. So the supporting team will helping the implementation of this 5S practices. And over this, we'll have a first aid 5S coordinator. He will be the maybe safety officer. Mostly safety team will be coordinating these activities most of the times. Then over the safety, we'll have the top management. So they'll be overseeing. This is how it works. Zone identification, then representing or creating the zone representatives and giving specific responsibilities. And also we should have a proper roadmap. And this is also a long-term activity. It will not happen in overnight or in a month time. So it is also a kind of a culture. We'll say safety culture. It is also 5S culture. Again, here we'll implement even safety posters. First, we'll start with the 1S. We'll take out all the unwanted materials out so that we'll get an understanding. Okay, how much material we have, which is wanted really. Then we'll slowly create a space by removing all the unwanted materials. Then we'll start jump into the 2S. We can't directly jump into 1, 2, 3, 4 and all. First of all, we should implement in the complete facility 1S. Then only if you got a confidence that, okay, there is no unwanted material in my area or facility, then you start implementing the setting order. In setting order, we'll have some infrastructure, even we'll have some labeling, we'll get some posters, and also we'll display some do's and don'ts, etc. Then once it is done, we'll go for the shine. In the shine, in the missions also, they used to put the visual marking or stickers for lubrication or cleaning or sweeping, etc. They'll put some marks. If it is any inspection required, they will put an icon of eye symbol, so that it is a inspection required. These all are visual representations. For that also, we have to maintain a legend and we have to display in the shop floor, so that they will understand, okay, this eye symbol indicates what. If I put a brush or if I put a cotton rag, so what it indicates. Okay, then we'll go for standardization. Yes, all 1S, 2S, 3S is implemented. Then we'll go for 4th S, which is standardizing the practices. Okay, whatever the practices I have done in 1S and 2S and 3S, those are giving the better results before the 5S implementation. Then we'll make that, okay, these are the standardized practices. We have to go ahead. Then we'll continue with those practices. Okay, this is how the 5S works. Okay, I'm deleting from here. Fine. Any questions with respect to 5S? Okay, fine.
Sir, this 5S, is it a standard or a practice that evolved?
It is a practice which is evolved actually. So it came from Japanese actually. There are Japanese words, siri, suse, karke. So I have not remembered. So I used these English words. So it is a practice which is implemented, started in the Japan. So basically, we have Lean and Six Sigma, right? So this is also one of the best practice to improve the productivity, minimizing of the waste, and avoiding the unnecessary inventories. So if you see in the stores, they will keep a material for 4 years or 5 years production, so which is not really required. So all these sort of things we can minimize. Basically, it avoids the accidents, and also it avoids the searching time, and also it avoids the minimizing the incidents, especially fire incidents, and also while handling those materials. And it will give greater booster to the production, even maintenance and stores team, and it will improve the productivity.
Okay,
Sir,
one
it
more
is
thing.
mandatory to implement in industry?
No, it is nowhere mandatory. It is up to the organizations whether they want to implement it or not.
Okay.
Yeah. How like we have ISO standards, right? Even ISO, it is not mandatory, because if it is in a global practice, most of the customers are wanted that their supplier should be certified by ISO 14001 or 9001 or 45001. We are implementing it. Even ISO also, it is not a mandatory standard to implement. Okay. Okay,
Sir,
fine.
can you discuss or tell something about this material movement across stores? I don't know if it is covered in this syllabus or not. Can you
Material
discuss on that part?
movement. I mean, can you please be more specific? Material movement in a sense.
Yeah, there could be like a lot of different types of materials coming in and going out. It may be into the stores or into the plant. How those material will be handled in terms of like SAP records and.
Okay, that is a process flow you're asking about, right?
Mhm.
Okay, sure, definitely. Okay, I have 2 minutes. So basically, again, it is up to the industry to industry how it goes. There are organizations, they have proper systems in place for this tracking of these materials. Just a second, please. Okay, if you, assume that this is an organization, there we definitely have a storage area. This is a store, and this is the largely a production. Even I have one more store, which is FG. I say RM. I can say FG. FG is
Sir,
nothing
only
but
1 minute left. Shall we
yeah,
continue this later, or are you
we
comfortable?
can continue it later. No problem. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
I'll keep all these blocks ready in the break time. Okay.
Basically, some type of materials are returnable, non-returnable. Some will be having, some will be having
We'll discuss everything, Kumar.
e-way bills like that.
We'll discuss everything.
Yeah.